looks like we've got another big snowstorm in the forecast. This is Saturday. This is President's Day weekend. Yeah, Saturday, so this will be the 15th. We've got a forecast of 10 to 22 inches of snow in the forecast for next Wednesday and Thursday. That's a lot of snow. That's more than any of the other storms, but they're pushing towards that 20-inch mark at the moment. So I've got the trucks in here. I still haven't washed them from the snowstorm a couple days ago. I've got this truck in here. It really doesn't look that bad, actually. We did not put a whole lot of salt down. Plus, we had a lot of rain, so that rain, you know, kind of splashed up from the road and washed a lot of it off. Or maybe it was the WD-40 I put on under the frame. Well, we've got just some mud there. Let's see, the other side is probably the same way. Yeah. So I may pull the pressure washer out and spray it down a little bit. I do want to spray the box out, get all this salt off back here. But in the meantime, let me turn that off. In the meantime, I do have a new accessory for this plow. So I have got a snow deflector to go on this plow. I didn't know it at the time when I bought it that it had RAM on the front of it. That's okay because I have a RAM. So that is supposed to go on the front of this plow to prevent that snow from coming up over the plow and then going back and covering the windshield. I've got one on my other truck out there, but that was something that I just found and put on there. It doesn't really do the job because it doesn't stay down, and I've tried to put some brackets on it to keep it down. So this one is specifically made for the plow. We'll see how that does. So I'm gonna slap that on here real quick. Got her on there. She looks good. Let's see if it does the trick. If it does it, this one is stiff, so I think that's going to do the trick, and I may end up getting one for the other one. I'll show you the difference out here. See, this one is just very flimsy, and I put a couple of pieces of angle iron up here, but when that wind gets under there and it blows this up, it just bends those pieces of angle iron up. So I should just probably order another one for it and put it on there. I've made enough money this year, I can afford to do that, I think. Doing a little bit of inspection on the plows. I was considering replacing this cutting edge, but I think we're going for one more storm out of this. It has worn my shoes down, so, you know, these are doing the job that they're supposed to do, and that is to decrease the wear on that cutting edge. But I think what I am going to do this coming week is replace these hoses. So this is my oldest plow. I've had this one since 2016, I think, 2017, and I've got a little bit of cracking here in these hoses, so as a preventative measure, I think I'm just going to go ahead and replace those hoses. So I'll pull them off. Well, I got to see if my hose guy is open on Monday. It's President's Day. If not, Tuesday, I'll pull them off of there and get some new ones made up. I have got not in the cylinder on this plow. Actually, well, I can't tell. Yep, I got a little bit of oil there. This drip is not too bad on this plow. The other plow, I've got one that's dripping, so I'm gonna have to get a seal kit for these and probably replace them. On this plow, I do have a little bit of drip here on this main cylinder that lifts the plow up and down. So nothing big yet. I'll get some seal kits, and probably after the season is over with, I can go ahead and pull those off and replace the seals in them. All right, it's a beautiful day. It is Tuesday morning. It is 32 degrees, and I'm in a bit of a dilemma here. Farmer's daughter and I are supposed to get on an airplane tomorrow afternoon and fly down to New Orleans for a hardware show. Well, there is snow in the forecast. We've got anywhere from 1 to 3, 4 to 6, maybe 10 plus inches. It depends on what weather person you listen to. So I don't know if we are even going to fly out tomorrow, because if it's gonna 1 to 3 inches, 1 to 3 inches of snow, we can go, because just the pickups will go out. I've got drivers for the pickups, that's not a big deal. But if we get into that 3 to 6 or 6 to 10 or 10 to 15 inches, I've got to be here for that much snow just to keep things going. So we haven't made our minds up yet on whether we are going to go. I guess we'll wait until tomorrow morning and see if the forecast has changed any and decide then. In the meantime, I've got to get everything ready, so I think I'm going to go ahead and pull the hoses off on this plow and get them made up. And then I've got to fill everything with fuel and just go over everything, make sure it is ready if we do get any snow or not. All right, let's do this. All right, I need some gloves and some wrenches. What size wrench is that? 7/8, maybe 3/4, I don't know. So yeah, if you can't tell, I have a new mic system. I broke down, spending some of my snow money. I got these DJI mics. We're going to give them a try, see how they work out. I had to get the media mod for my GoPro, and oh, what the hell? That one will work. I think it's an oddball 13/16. Who the heck uses 13/16s? So in order for these mics to work with my GoPro, I had to break down and buy the media mod. All right, that's the size I need. And I better get a bucket to catch the oil. All right, I can't lose too much oil when I do this because I don't have any more oil on the shelf. It's a special kind of oil you're supposed to put in these snow plows. It's a Myers hydraulic fluid, a type M1. And I just used my last quart a couple days ago, filling these things up. And I have no more, but I do have some coming tomorrow. All right, is that one going to be large enough to catch all the oil that's going to come out of here? All right, that wasn't too bad. I wonder if I have a cap to go on there. I don't think I do. No, I've got smaller and larger. I don't have that size. All right, a little bit rusty on this top side here. right, that one's off of there. Other side. You know, these hoses would probably last a while longer, but why take the chance when I've got a little bit of time here to do it? It would be nothing worse than being in the field when it's 25 degrees and snowing and trying to replace these. That one doesn't look too bad, but why not? You know what, if I turn this thing up, that won't drip out of there. But I think I need a 3/4 inch wrench. There we go. And I guess I should do the same to the other side. And there we go. And I shouldn't have any leakage out of this one because that cylinder is all the way down. So it should just be a few drips. Should I just have each of these hoses made up? Have a set ready for that other plow when I need them? No, that plow is 5 years newer. These hoses may go bad just sitting here in the shop. What do I need? Oh, I need some cutters to cut the zip ties here for that other hose. All right, let's hope my first stop has enough ends. 6 of the same ends. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna cut you off, go get some hoses made up, and then we'll be back. Just for the hell of it, let's walk out here and look at the hoses on here to see if they're all right. Yeah, I don't see any cracking on these. Yeah, we're good on these hoses. There's no cracking. Yep, we're all right there. So I'll just have one set made up. Then I'll have these 3 hoses I took off the old ones. I'll throw those on the shelf. They'll get me by in a pinch. So if I have something in the field that breaks, I'll have these extra hoses to put on and keep going. Oh man, I wish I could zoom in with this camera, but I don't see a way. There's a eagle right there in the field. There's been a dead deer in this field for a couple of days now, so the buzzards and the eagles have been working on it. Let's see if I get a little closer here and roll down the window. Will it fly away? This window, oh, and it did. Not too far though. Okay, just kind of looking at me, and there it goes. Up into the pine trees, probably. I'm surprised it's only one there, but it will be back. By the time I come back through here, it'll be back there. We have not been able to get any salt through our suppliers for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, I guess. So we're dealing with two different suppliers. We're dealing with True Value. We are still a True Value store. Because of their financial conditions a couple months ago, we also got a second supplier called Orgill. Neither of those suppliers have salt, and they've told us they're not getting any salt. And here we've got snow coming tomorrow, more than likely. So I called my two local fertilizer dealers. One of them saved us the last time, had some salt. Neither of them have any salt. So I just figured we would be out of the salt business for this snowstorm coming up. And no, my daughter sent a text to me about an hour ago. She said, hey, I've got a bead on some salt. Can you go pick it up? So she called one of our local landscaping companies who's a good customer of ours at the hardware store, or she sent a text to him and said, hey, have you got any salt? He said, yeah. So she made a deal with him. I just went and picked it up. So we will have salt for this storm. You can see the whole pallet there behind me. I've got a whole pallet of it. But in return for her getting the salt and finding it, I had to stop and get lunch for her and the other employee that are working today. So I've got some subs and pizza for them and me. While I was there, I said I'll get something to eat as well. And the state has already pre-treated the roads here. You can see the lines in the roads. That was done probably by 9 o'clock this morning. When I came out at 9 o'clock, this was already done. And I just heard the next county north of us, they've already called and put their contractors on notice that they want them out at noon tomorrow. Well, this is a southern storm. There's supposed to be more snow to the south than it is to the north. So if the northern county has already called out their contractors, I imagine we will be put on notice at some point today about going out. So that will help me make my decision on whether we're going to New Orleans or not. So somebody just sent a text message to me and said the forecast has now changed for only flurries for us. I'm just afraid it could be one of those storms that turns 50 miles to the north and we get dumped on. We haven't had one of those surprises in a while. And, you know, they're talking about the intensity of this storm further south in the Newport News area and down into North Carolina, where they could get 10 to 20 inches. And that's only about 50 miles south of us as the crow flies. So, you know, a 50-mile shift in this storm and we could be in that bullseye range. You know, I really did want to go to this hardware show down in New Orleans, mainly for Bourbon Street. But I guess we're not going to make it there. Time will tell. Okay, we sold the first couple of bags off of this pallet, so I've got to go around here and get the forklift and unload this off of the truck. Got a customer waiting here for me to get this off. Go ahead and get what you need off of there. Don't cut it all the way. Well, too late now. Because I don't think we're going to get it all inside. Oh, I guess she's got more than 2 bags. It looks like she got 4 bags. Did you just want me to put the whole thing on your vehicle?
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. See ya.
You had good timing with that because she had come in. I was like, he's on his way down the road, I think. She was like, well, I gotta go to DG. And so when she walked in, I'm like, he's back.
All right, now we got to put all of this stuff inside. Yes. I have a new mic on now.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm so glad you spent all that money.
Yes.
I sure did.
Yes.
You made it though, it's fine. You want me to hold that?
I got it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I assume she's gonna leave. How many bags did she get?
5.
Oh, okay. This is a media mod
Oh, okay.
that
Yeah,
attaches
yeah.
with this microphone on there, and then
Yeah.
this one is a wireless microphone, so I have 2 of these. Okay, I guess I've got to pull around here. We're gonna put this stuff inside. All right, I have these curbs here, so I can't put this salt right in the door like I used to be able to.
Whoa, sir, I'm not that tall. Bucks, you get it.
I assume we're putting it on this one too. Have you got room in one of the trailers? Have you got room in one of the trailers? Do you think we're
We'll
gonna?
sell it.
You sure?
I
Okay.
think so, yes.
Well, I guess if they come in and buy 5 bags at a time.
That's right. Oh, look, a customer. I've got one.
All right, let's try not to bust any bags on the bottom here. Hey, what's up?
How are you?
All right. Go ahead. Enjoy your day. Well, that's true. I'll give you the plastic, and I will take the pallet out back. All right, there we go. 49 bags minus 5 unloaded. And since we are one of the few people left with salt, we may sell all of that by tomorrow evening. I hope so, anyway. All right, is it quicker to pick this pallet up with the forklift and put it on the pile, or should I have just picked it up myself? Well, since I'm on the forklift, I will pick it up, put it on the pile. Okay, now down to the farm. I do have those hoses made up, $140 for those 3 hoses. I can put those on the plow, and then I'll fuel everything up. Okay, just like that. That's how you do it. Okay, I've got the new hoses here. Let's see if we can get them on. You know what, before I put these on, I'm just gonna blow some air through here to make sure there's no scraps of rubber in the hose when they cut them. Oh crap, you know what? I didn't pay attention to how these hoses came off of here. All right, I think this one was here. I guess I could go back and look at the old video footage, but I'll go out to the other plow and look at that so I know what is going on here. That was a pretty stupid mistake, wasn't it? Okay, so the one Coming off the main cylinder. Oh, that goes in the back. Oh, that's the lift. I see it on here now. So left, middle, and the one all the way over is on the right. Okay. Is the main, middle, and all the way over. Okay. Let's see if I can get it right this time. Yep, right there. That says lift on there. Alright, so I need to put this one. Hopefully the O-rings did not come out. Nope, they're still on there. Alright, and then the long one. O-ring is still on there. And that's got to come down there like that. And this one goes on this side here. And this one goes in the middle right here. And I've got to turn this back down like that. Tighten that up. And one more over here. And I think we've got this baby wrapped up. Although I've got to get some zip ties. Tie everything back up. That was easy. And I think we got that. Tight, everything is tight there. Tight, all right. That is done. I have 3 spare hoses I can put up here on the shelf with other spare snowplow parts. I didn't lose that much oil. That's all I lost. And that, oh, wait a minute, a little bit more over here. So about 3 ounces. And I need to get some oil dry, stay dry, whatever you want to call it, to put underneath of there. I didn't lose that much on the floor, that's good. Now I think I can go down and fill the tractors with fuel. I better plug this John Deere in. Let it warm up for about a half an hour so it will start. Maybe by the time I fuel up these other 2 tractors, that one will be warm enough to start. These Magnums not start, but as long as the battery's good. All right, you got to sit there. Are you going to sit there? Maybe there. All right, we'll see. Oh, shoot. Last person didn't put it in park. We ran this tractor about 20 hours in the last snowstorm. I'm anxious to see how many gallons of fuel it took, because I did not add any to this tractor or the other Magnum during that last snowstorm. I did have to take fuel to the John Deere, but the tank on that tractor is only 50 gallons, and I think these are about 90 gallons here. So let's see how much we put in it. I'm up to 35 gallons now. I imagine it'll take about 20 hours times 4 gallons, 80 gallons, so I would be getting close to empty. Okay, I'm getting ready to hit the 50 gallon mark. 60 gallons. Uh-oh, there we go. And I think she's full now. Yep, 61 gallons. So 3 gallons an hour, pushing that snow. All right, that's the 7120. Now I'll get the 7140. That's a little bit more horsepower. Ran about the same amount of time, I think. Yeah, the 7140 ran about the same amount of time as well. So it should be a little bit more than the, what did I say? I already forgot, 61 gallons, 62 gallons. All I'm doing is trying to fill up with fuel. I guess the wire or the zip tie, something must have come out of here and caught the hose. This wheel came around here, caught these hoses, broke that hose all up, pulled the toolbox down. Oh man, come on now. That's the only hose that it tore up. Did it pull anything out? It yanked on that hose, but I think we're okay there. Let's see, did it pull anything out of the back end here? It yanked on them hard. But it broke that off. Oh man. Well, all right, that's what happens sometimes. So maybe when I locked it around, maybe when I locked those wheels around, it caught those hoses and just broke the zip tie. So why hasn't it broken them before now? Because I'm sure we've locked those tires around before now, but it just now caught them. Okay, well, I don't think it's a big deal. I can fix it. Test. Okay, it's over here somewhere. These wireless mics are nice until you lose them. So I had this right here on my shirt and I was cleaning up everything, finished here with the tractor, ready to pull out, and I'm like, oh, where'd my mic go? So I'm looking all around the shop here. So I turned the camera on to start watching the bar, and I'm running around doing a test. I found it. I guess when I got up here close, somehow like this, I was working on these hoses here, and that mic transferred over here to the tractor. I thought I had lost it completely, but I was able, excuse me, I was able to find it because of the audio gauge on the back of the camera. I just kept saying test, going around to the places I had been until the audio gauge started lighting up, and okay, I have found it. So let's clip it back on here and finish what I was doing. I've got hoses back on here. I tried to fix the squeak in the tractor. I put some oil on that seat. I don't know if that's going to help it. Got the toolbox put back together, so we're good. Let me go down and fuel this up, And then the John Deere should be ready to go by then. Should be warm, it should start. I'll fuel that up. And look at that, the hose that I just put on there was no good. I got it outside of the shop. I said, let me try it before I take it down to the barn. And it blew a hole right there. So luckily it was out here and not inside the shop to make a mess. But yeah, I've got a mess. So I've got another hose there. Let's put that one on and see how far we go. All right, the new hose is on there. I've got it fixed. All right, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. When I turn this wheel all the way that way, see how close it gets to the edge of that frame where those hoses are? So my zip tie must have broken, and that tire caught that hose and just yanked it around, and I didn't see it. So I've got everything zip tied back up there again. That has never happened to me before. We run these hoses the same way every year and zip tie them up there. So I'm just not sure what happened. I think maybe the cold weather just caused that zip tie to break. I don't know. Stuff happens when you're running equipment. Stuff is always going to happen. All right, I'm going down now, and I will fuel this one up, fuel the John Deere up, and then I've got to pull the skid steer out and fuel that one up. And this tractor only took 47 gallons. But now as I'm thinking about it, it probably ran a little bit less than the other two tractors, because I sent the other two tractors down to our local church and school parking lot, and they spent a little more time in there doing that parking lot. So yeah, that's the difference. This tractor was less than a quarter of a tank, so it's probably going to take 40 gallons. And as I said, we added 10 gallons to the tractor while we were doing the runway. This tractor probably ran the longest. I think this tractor was 24 hours non-stop. Yeah. Okay, 39.6 gallons, so not quite 40, so 128, 168. And it looks like this one took about 15 gallons, and we'd already put 10 gallons in it earlier. So, 25 gallons total, so 15 to 168 is 178, 183 gallons of fuel. This machine ran 17 or 18 hours on 25 gallons of fuel. All right, let's check the oil. Hydraulic is good. All right, I'm a little concerned about this. You see this? I just changed the oil in this. You see that white stuff? And there's some white stuff up here on the dipstick too. Somewhere did some water get in here? So I'm gonna have to change this again. Was it bad oil? I used the case #1 engine oil in this. That white stuff is not looking good. So before I changed this oil, I did not have that white stuff on there. It's just a white goo. And now I do. And all I did was change the oil in this, so that's not good. I think it's time to wrap this one up. I'm going to jump in that truck, take it up to the gas station, and fill it up. I think the next time you see me on camera, I will either be plowing snow or I will be down on Bourbon Street in New Orleans having an adult beverage. So we'll see which way this one goes. In the meantime, I'm going to say, see ya! See ya!